morning? Fantastic. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz. We are here to celebrate love and life, and I say we take it into the streets by dancing our booties off. You don't hear that often on a Sunday morning, do you? But if you feel like you want to move your body to our opening song, feel free to do so. Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Spirit's here and the time is right for dancing in the street. They're dancing in Toronto, and in Nigeria, they're bopping up in Sweden. All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying and records playing, dancing in the street. Doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, everyone, dance and twirl. Everywhere around the world we'll start dancing, dancing in the street. Dancing in the street. This is an invitation across all nations, a chance for folks to meet. They'll be laughing and swinging and music swinging and dancing in the street. Philadelphia, PA, dancing in the street. Santa Fe and DC now. Can't forget Motor City. Dancing in the street. All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying and records playing. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, everyone, dance and twirl. Everywhere around the world, let's start dancing, dancing in the street. Dancing in the street. Up in Thunder Bay, dancing in the every day they're dancing in the street. Let's form a long line, get in time, we're dancing in the street. Dancing in the street. Across the ocean blue, me and you, we're dancing in the street. Dancing in the street. Yeah! Woo! Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's another week where I'm like, if you know me, that's how I am most of the time. Once again, welcome to Unity of Tucson. And again, I am Reverend Dr. Jonathan Zenz. We are a spiritual community here to encourage every single person to live their best life, to understand that we are all rooted in one divine infinite power, that we are all the expression of that one divine infinite power. And we call it by many names. Many of us call it God. Many of us call it love. Many of us call it universal source. Many of us call it beloved. What else do we call it? Might as well. What else do we call it? Divine. The tomato in the sky. Why not? You know, here's the thing. We give the words the meaning. That's the thing we need to remember. We give the words the meaning. And so it's a call to each and every one of us. If there's a word like God that triggers us, some of us get triggered by that word, right? And I'm not going to ask you who's triggered by that word. But some of us get triggered by that word. Remember that we are the ones who bring the definition of that word to the word. And so I got to take some time in my life at a point where I got to redefine that word for myself because it used to trigger me. Do you believe that? Yeah. Yeah. So God used to be a triggering word for me, and now I understand it as greatness on demand, which is who I am. And you know what's even better? You are greatness on demand. That said, you may not believe everything you hear today. I hope you believe that, though, that you are greatness on demand. You may not believe everything you hear today, and that's actually a perfectly legitimate experience of this thing we call Sunday morning celebration here at Unity of Tucson. If something butts up against your belief system, All I ask is that you have a willingness to, without judgment or opinion, look at it. Just be able to look at it and say, is this a belief that is working for me, that I'm holding on to, or am I ready to adopt something new in my life? Because what we teach here at Unity of Tucson is that our beliefs create our experience. And so if something is not working in your belief system, it's showing up in your experience, most likely as something that's not working. And so our work here is to encourage the exploration of our beliefs so that we can do something about the flow of our lives and make it better and better and better all the time. I'm really flailing a lot today. We also have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson, and I love each week when we get to share these words of our vision statement. Let's state this out loud together. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. And the vision is how we see the world, how we can choose to see the world. The mission are the steps we take, the actual steps we take to get there. So let's state the words of our mission statement together. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. If you are joining us for the first time today, let me first say hello to anyone who may be joining us online, watching us on our live stream, or if you're even watching on the archived video later in the week. It is a delight to know that you've decided to spend some time with us, and we would love to continue this conversation. If you go to unitytucson.com/connect, we can keep the channels open, and so grateful that you are here with us. If you are here in the room with us this morning, this beautiful Sunday morning, and you are here for the first time, first of all, let me acknowledge that as you came in, if you were new, you had the opportunity to pick up a gift at our welcome table. And if you did not pick up that gift and you are new, well, we would love for you to pick up that gift as you exit today. It's our lovely gift to you, and I'm so grateful that we have the capacity to give some of ourselves away. There's something else, though, that I want to let you know about. That's something that is important for me to express and share with you that we as a community understand about you. And so if you are here for the first time and you are comfortable with identifying yourself by raising your hand or standing up, we would love to let you know what it is we have learned about you. So is there anyone who's joining us today for the first time? Welcome. Grateful to have you here. Wonderful to have you here. And here's what we have to share with you. Ready, everyone? Here we go. You are magnificent. Yes, you are absolutely magnificent. And such a delight that you're sharing your magnificence and shining your light with us. Now, we know that about you because what we teach here at Unity is that every person that we encounter, all forms of creation that we encounter are on some level a reflection of that which is inherently part of us. And so what we see in your magnificence is a reflection of what we can claim as our own magnificence. So let us all collectively state out loud these words. I am magnificent. Feel good? Yes. Can we make it feel even better? Yes. All right, let's do it again. I am magnificent. Yes, I am. You are. We are having a good time. Remember last week? Magnificent Jonathan, magnificent John. If you're new here too, I'm a little off the wall, I will admit. But part of it is because I want to have fun on a Sunday morning. If I'm not having fun on a Sunday morning, I'm not coming back. One of the things we do also here at Unity of Tucson is we honor all faith traditions with the understanding that all religions, all spiritual paths, all faith traditions, they're all rooted in one thing, and that is a commonality around the love that exists throughout the universe. And each and every one of them is pointing toward that love perfectly in its own individual, unique, individualized way. And so we honor those traditions through a ceremony and a ritual that we've adopted here called Lighting the Flames of Faith. And we have members of our community who have stepped forward to be keepers of the flames who guide us in that ritual each week. And so here to guide us this week are Laura Cass and Lynn Peterson.
Okay. And Rocky. And yes, I know that I have my scarf on this way, but I did it on purpose. Why be normal? So anyway, here we are.
Last I heard there was a normal street in Springfield, Missouri. Missouri, but I always lived one block away from it. I'm serious.
Okay. Oh, we have too much fun. Where else do you go when your morning starts out with dancing in the street? I don't think any place. So I'm so happy. All right. Lynn and I are going to get serious here now. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. The final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experience. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Lynn. This candle here, which we keep consistently illuminated, is our peace candle. And as I say every week, we do keep this peace candle consistently illuminated as a reflection of a consistent illumination of peace in our own hearts. And as we tap into that inner peace and allow that to inform our own thoughts, our own deeds, our own intentions, then right where each and every one of us is, we are creating a more peaceful world. So let's honor that understanding. Let's honor peace in the world by stating out loud the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Indeed it does. Here to guide us with a reading and our monthly affirmation and also in prayer, please welcome Reverend William Gill.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There is a long-standing tradition at many Unity centers to read during the service the daily word. Now, if you do not know what the daily word is, I highly encourage you to check it out. I am a reader of the daily word, and in researching the reading for today, I came across a past daily word that spoke to me, and also that is in alignment with today's, this month's theme. Now, usually when we read the daily word, it goes like this. There is a word for the day, a Bible quote, a text, and an affirmation. Today, I will only share the word and the text of a past daily word. And so the daily word for Monday, June 5, 2017 is wonderment. Unity author and poet James Tillett Freeman wrote, "I have been alone under the sky when suddenly I was one with all the beauty and wonder and glory of the world. The sky was not high enough. The horizons were not wide enough to hold my heart." My intention today is to recognize beauty and goodness, to be in awe of God's creation. Whether walking on a crowded sidewalk or strolling along a country lane, I look for signs of wonder. The dandelion poking through a tiny crack in a sea of concrete represents the power of life in all things. The wheat growing in a field will become bread to feed the multitudes. Life truly is a wonder, and my heart is full of gratitude and awe. And so we have in our center a monthly theme, and this month the theme is awe. As Reverend Jonathan pointed out last Sunday, when you look up the word awe in the dictionary, it is defined as a feeling of reverential respect mixed with fear or wonder. Now, I think that fear here doesn't mean fright, but rather expectation. I am filled with expectation and wonder as I see all that is around me. And so we have an affirmation for this month as well. I will say it once by myself only. We'll let it sink for a couple seconds, and then we will say it together twice under my cue. The affirmation for this month is, deeply I pay attention and experience only awe. Now together, deeply I pay attention and experience only awe. Again, deeply I pay attention and experience only awe. Today also we will go immediately into prayer, so let us now pray. And we open our hearts and minds wide open to feeling the awe that is present everywhere. Awe for what has been, awe for what is, and awe for what will be. In awe, we are expectant of the wonderful beauty of the universe. And in awe, we see the presence of God, of Spirit, everywhere we are. There is only one presence and one power in the universe, and we stand in front of it in full awe of all good things to come. Thank you, God. And so it is, now and always. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend William. So those of you who are not new will note that there was a change in the lineup today. Normally we would have gone into a song that would have wrapped around the prayer. But today we have a special ceremony that we get to engage in, and that is the dedication of 4 new prayer chaplains here at Unity of Tucson. And so I'm going to invite Laura to join me down here, and we're going to invite our 4 new prayer chaplains to please join us.
Let me get down the first one.
Yep.
Then I'm okay.
Okay.
I've been requesting an elevator, but it hasn't happened yet. Oh, we're all here. I'm so excited.
Here we are.
Okay, come on.
The prayer chaplains here at Unity of Tucson are a group of individuals who have dedicated themselves to the art and the practice of prayer, and they do so publicly and on behalf of this community as well. So all the prayer intentions that you place into our prayer intention box into the lobby, anything that comes through our website or through email, they are all prayed over by our entire prayer chaplain corps, of which there are now, well, there are 9 and about to be 13. Yeah.
1 to 13 and
In what 2 years?
Yeah.
1 to 13 in 2 years.
So?
Prayer is a fundamental spiritual practice that we teach here at Unity of Tucson, and it is one of the 5 principles of Unity that prayer is the way that we address our beliefs and our thoughts. So if there's something that is in your heart that needs addressing, you can seek out a prayer chaplain. Also, learning how to pray is something that I am delighted to teach, and I have decided I will be teaching a prayer class once again this coming educational year, and I encourage you all to participate in that. But here are our 4 new prayer chaplains to be dedicated into service. And so there is a ceremony that we will go through. You weren't expecting that part, were you? Yeah. If you want to dance, you get to do you. So I have some things that I offer, and I will invite your response, and you will know when to respond. And the response is always, I trust. I do is the response. I trust they will all respond with I do. The sacred path you choose to walk is being honored here today. You have chosen to be of service by living fully the principles we teach. Each of you has followed your heart and has answered your calling. Being a prayer chaplain is a sacred call and a journey rooted in love above all else. Do each of you promise to uphold the principles of unity in everything you do? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
Do you promise to live in conscious awareness of your own divinity and behold the divine perfection in all who may call upon you?
I do.
Do you dedicate yourselves to hold inviolate the confidentiality and identity of those who come to you for prayer?
I do.
Do you promise to abide by the ethical standard of service as prescribed by Unity?
I do.
Do you dedicate yourselves to the discipline of regular and faithful affirmative prayer so that you may expand the expression of your own life?
I do.
Do you dedicate yourself to serve whoever may call upon you in time of need, free of your own judgment or opinion?
I do.
Do you dedicate yourself to a constant recognition of God's source energy in all people, regardless of race, gender, faith, orientation, or station in life?
I do.
Do you dedicate yourself to continued study to expand your consciousness that you may be more effective on your chosen path?
I do.
Wonderful. Well then, you ready? I now charge you, Laura Fernandez, to go forth into the world, permitting those who come to you to be healed by your presence and by your example. I now charge you, Dorothy Brolin, to go forth into the world, permitting those who come to you to be healed by your presence and your example. I now charge you, Elizabeth Quinn Worrell, to go forth into the world, permitting those who come to you to be healed by your presence and your example. And I now charge you, Nancy Bevins, to go forth into the world, permitting those who come to you to be healed by your presence and your example. Please join me in welcoming into dedicated service our newest Unity of Tucson prayer chaplains. Thank you so much. So now you will understand, I think, the decision to not do what we call the centering song in the normal place, because I have a special song that I want to sing in honor of our new prayer chaplains. Amazing amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go, and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't have to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes and take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Feel free to sing with me. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. 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 Blessings to you all. And here to take it up another notch, because that's what we're constantly doing here. Will you please welcome our featured artist of the day here to sing a grand song for us, Chelsea Hicks.
Thank you. I invite you to be in awe of the beautiful skies today. I see? Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. I'm noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Play it for us. Blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song. There's nothing but bluebirds all day long. Well, I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. I'm noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone. Blue skies, nothing but blue skies, and nothing but blue skies from now on.
Chelsea Hicks,
Thank
yes.
you. One more time for Linda Ackerman.
Yeah, and Linda Ackerman. In 1997, I moved to New York City, and I lived there until the year 2000. And I sometimes joke with my friends that are in my generation that I completely missed what was happening in popular music at that time, because all I was listening to was the Great American Songbook and the jazz standards, and I just consumed it like you wouldn't believe. And so I'm so grateful that you sang that song. It's one of my favorites. Thank you. I also found out some interesting information about that song today that I did not know before. I just thought, I want to go find something out about this song. I mean, it was written by Irving Berlin. Do you know that it was written by Irving Berlin? But it was written in 1926, and it was inserted into a musical in 1926, a Rodgers and Hart musical called Betsy. Betsy didn't even, I think they say 63 performances. So it didn't do well. But on opening night, the woman who sang Blue Skies sang the song, the audience went crazy, and she had 24 encores. I don't think I've ever been able to do an encore once in my life. Yeah, she sang 24 encores, and apparently the legend goes that the very last time she was singing it, she forgot the lyrics. How you could forget after singing it 24 times, I don't know. But she forgot the lyrics, and Irving Berlin was sitting in the front row and started singing it to her. All of that information has nothing to do with what I planned to talk about today. I just found it interesting, and so why not share it? Yes.
Who was it that sang?
I don't remember the name of the woman who sang it. It's an actress that, I mean, it was 1926. That was 97 years ago. I don't know who was on Broadway 97 years ago. I barely know who's on Broadway now, so, and I come from that world. Now I'm going to go back to a little more recent history. In 2016, I heard somebody say this: who you really are is an extension of the power that created this whole universe. That's who you are. Good one, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again because I really want you to remember this one. Who you really are is an extension of the power that created this whole universe. That's who you are.
So who said that?
I'm going to tell you later. I started thinking somebody's going to ask me who said it. I do plan on telling you who said that later. Today's talk, today's topic, today's idea is called the field. The field. And the field for me is representative of many different things. One of the main things that it represents for me is the field of infinite possibility, the field of quantum intelligence, the field that is powerful, infinite love. And as we incorporate our understanding that that is who we really are, that we are an extension of that power, we are the expression of that power, the whole of us is that power, then we quickly move from the intellect into the heart space. I came into this philosophy because it was very intellectual. I know you've heard me say that before. There's a very intellectual part of this philosophy. I can sit down and I can learn from a book how to make my life better. And people laugh because they know you can't just learn it from the book. You have to embody the principles to truly be on the path of making your life better. And part of that for me is opening up to the understanding that we do live in a field of quantum intelligence. That's another way that I personally understand God. The field of quantum intelligence, the field of quantum possibility, the field of potential. And I and each and every one of us are setting forth the expression and expansion of that potential as our lives, as the flow and function and expression of our lives. And so I had to do some time. I had to do some time. Thank you for not judging me. I will tell you, though, I could look at periods of my life and think, wow, I was really doing time that period of my life. Those times when I was imprisoning myself with erroneous thought. I was doing time in those parts of my life. I chose to do the work. And this philosophy, it's work. Nobody ever wants to hear that. It's work. Until when, William? Until it's not. The work, the perception of hard work dissipates when we move from the intellect into the embodiment. When we learn how to do that, when we learn to take it deeper into the heart space, to recognize that we call it love. Well, where does love reside? Do we perceive in that heart space? And as we embody it more, it leads to the activity, the action of our lives. And we begin to do things differently based on who we are being. A couple weeks ago, before I had returned from my sabbatical, I had gone to Southern California to Westlake Village, which is close to Ventura County, but it's on the far west side of LA County. And I was there for the purpose of guiding new ministerial candidates through their process to become licensed ministers for the first time. And part of that process is we all give, like those of us who are ordained ministers, we give talks, we lead workshops, and then they sit each and every person down in front of us in what is called the ministerial panel. Remember that, Sue? Remember that, William? Remember that, Felicia? And it's you can get lost in the nerves of that. You can really get lost in the nerves of that. And when I sit there and I'm interviewing ministerial candidates, I always invite them to remember to take a breath and to recognize that if they speak from the point of view of love, they can actually not answer anything incorrectly. They cannot answer anything incorrectly. And it is, really? Sherry just said consciousness. So there's a joke. All right, so now I have to explain the joke. So there's a joke in the educational world of New Thought. that if you were required to take a test and you answered every question on the test with the word consciousness, they couldn't mark you wrong. And then I always remind my students, if you ever have to take a test with me, don't try it. One of the things that came out of that experience of the ministerial intensives, though, was somebody got up and they said these words: "We are invited to be love, not do love." We are invited to be love, not do love. That's the core of this whole thing. To be the infinite expression of love, to recognize that we are swimming in a sea of infinite possibility of love, and that the whole of our beingness is that sea, that field, that magnificent infinite. So how do we truly move from intellect to embodiment? Well, it begins for me with that understanding, to recognize every aspect of our being as that God source energy, that infinite love, as the quantum field. And to take that to heart and to not be thrown when we see things that seem to contradict that idea. How many of us see things that contradict that idea? You don't have to raise your hand, I promise. It's very easy to look out in the world and see things that contradict that idea. At the core, though, all of it is the God source energy. It is love, whether it is being properly used or misused. And we are not judged in the manner by which we use this power. Yet, we will always experience the outflow, the circumstantial outflow of our use of the power. So while there is no God out there judging us, we will always live the experience based on our use of the power. And so if you are misusing it, you can expect the result to be a challenged life. When I came to a realization that my challenges in life had nothing to do with anybody outside myself, no matter how much I wanted to blame them, I stepped into a new way of being. As you know, I come from the tradition of the Centers for Spiritual Living originally. I've subsequently become ordained as a Unity minister. And yet, the mystics are the mystics, and so I don't differentiate. Ernest Holmes, who was the founder of the religious science side of things, and if you're new here, it's not meant to be confused with Scientology. I feel like I always have to say that. Ernest Holmes offered this late in his life. He was commenting on the work of Thomas Troward, who was a luminary in the New Thought movement. And Thomas Troward said, there's the relative and the absolute. Then there was an idea that they were separate things, but Ernest Holmes offered this. He said, the relative is the absolute at the level of the relative. The relative is the absolute at the level of the relative. And the more we break down the barriers of thinking that they are separate things, the better our lives will become. We have a tendency, I think, sometimes to define ourselves by the limitations of the relative only. Anyone have that going on for themselves? Again, you don't have to raise your hand. I think sometimes we spend too much energy looking to the relative rather than looking through the relative to the infinite truth. So embodiment, what does it mean to embody? For me, to embody means that we are engaged in the deepest understanding of that infinite wholeness. That there is nothing that can sway us from that understanding. When we know who we are at the core, we cannot help but live from that perspective in every activity of our lives. It's why it's why for me, I think the most important statement in our mission is not love only, although that's important. It's not forgive everything, although that's important. It is remember who you are. Because here's the thing, if you remember who you are, if you master remembering who you are, if you master spiritual understanding, the other two parts come naturally. There is nothing to forgive if you understand and master spiritual understanding. You recognize there is nothing but love if you master spiritual understanding. And mastering spiritual understanding is remembering who you are. Spirituality, the practice of spirituality, is there to help us face the human experience, not suppress it. So if there is something that is challenging in your life, one of the worst things that we can do is try to suppress it and say, it doesn't exist. Here's the thing, it exists. Can we just accept that there are things in our lives that don't feel so good that exist? And if we are willing to take that on as an understanding, free of judgment, free of our opinions about why those things exist, we are actually setting ourselves up in a powerful place to do something positive about it. And that positive thing flows forth when we are rooted in that power of understanding the truth of our being. You can be spiritual and challenged. Boy, you didn't think you were going to hear that on a Sunday, did you? I'm a very spiritual person, and I am challenged sometimes. You don't have a lot of ministers saying that because they want to stand up here and say, I get to not be challenged because I'm spiritual. I'm spiritual, and I am challenged sometimes. Spiritual practice is the thing that I have adopted in my life that helps me grow through any challenge. Not eliminate the challenge, but grow through it. And here's the good news. The good news is as we grow and learn through the challenge, we find ourselves less challenged. Because there's a compound effect. There's an exponential effect that happens as you embody that understanding that you are the field. This is how, I believe, we can collectively work in the direction of eliminating discord in our experience. By growing through the challenge, understanding the truth of our being in that, and allowing any challenge to dissipate. That's how we will grow through and eliminate discordant experiences. We teach in New Thought a complete emancipation from discord as a goal, as entirely possible. How are we doing with that, do you think? It's easy to look at the world. It's easy to look out there and consider the relative as primary. But if we begin to look with new eyes, stepping out into that field of infinite possibility, what we will find is that the relative is subject to our consciousness, our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings. And the more we are willing to do this, the more the circumstances change. So yes, we teach a complete emancipation from discord as a goal, and I believe we are certain to achieve that goal. But I want you to tap into your own inner sense of self right here and right now, and just see what comes up for you in feeling. What do you feel about that? Do you believe, this is a rhetorical question because I just want you to reflect on it for a moment, do you believe that it is possible that we collectively, as a species on this planet, can eliminate discord completely? And the reason I ask you to take note of the feeling is because that feeling is an indication of the belief, and it may be counteracting your desire. Also back in 2016, I love social media. I don't know if you've ever noticed that about me. I engage in social media. I have a very specific relationship to social media, though, that I don't think everybody has, and that is I choose to only put out things that I find inspiring, and I choose to only ingest things that I find inspiring. And if something doesn't inspire me, I will block it, I will let it go, and I will choose not to engage with it. I wrote this on Facebook July 8th, 2016. Wow, that was yesterday. A few years ago, yeah. I'm tired of seeing Facebook posts that basically suggest, if you don't parrot my opinion, then I will unfriend you. I think this is a dangerous precedent. The more we distance ourselves from others' opinions and ideas, the more we create an individualized echo chamber. This echo chamber does nothing but support bias. It is the chamber of the ill-informed and eliminates the possibility of critical thinking. We are boxing ourselves in. In our boxes, we believe that we are right, and the box eliminates the minority voice which may contradict our thought. Inside the box, we feel superior. Inside the box, we feel safe. Break down the barriers. Listen rather than speak. And then I quoted the 13th century mystic poet Rumi by offering this: out beyond the ideas of wrongdoing and right-doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. This was what was being offered in the 13th century, and I think that we're still on that trajectory, but we haven't reached it yet. And if you have the willingness to be with me on this journey, I think we can start it right here in this room. And if you're watching online, you can start it right where you are, because we are a collective wholeness. We are an energy that has an effect on the world by our thoughts, our beliefs, and our feeling. Out beyond the ideas of wrongdoing and right-doing, there is a field. I will meet you there. What needs to be healed is what needs to be revealed. We talk about the healing candle as a revelation of the God essence at the core of all circumstances. That's how we teach healing. As we reveal the God essence at the core of all circumstances, the circumstances align themselves with that understanding, and all flows forth easily, effortlessly, from the highest point of view, and the highest perspective, and the highest expression. That's what we call healing. Healing is revealing. I believe that this revealing is rooted in knowing who we are. Our core identity, which I will always remind myself of first and foremost, being the great equalizer. That when I know who I am, I cannot deny it about anyone else, even if I don't like them. That the truth of every single one of us is God essence, even if they're doing something that challenges me. If we have a willingness to meet in the field beyond wrong and right, I think global healing from discord is assured. We cannot turn a blind eye to what is, thinking it can be healed, without our participation in consciousness, in loving consciousness. Are you ready to take that journey with me? To be authentically you, to express the core of your beingness, loudly, proudly in this world as God. That takes bravery, it takes courage. I think sometimes we shy away from standing firm in our faith because we feel shame or fear in the face of what we perceive to be more mainstream. But remember what RuPaul said. The queen of drag. Who you really are is an extension of the power that created this whole universe. That's who you are. Peace and blessings. You are magnificent. You see now why I didn't want to give it away. The homework this week, if you are new to our community, I give homework every week as a way to put the spiritual into practice in our lives. And so I invite you all this week to meet someone in the field.
to meet someone in the field beyond right doing and wrong doing. What I mean by that is seek out someone that perhaps you don't see eye to eye with. People are, oh, what, really? Yeah. Seek out someone with whom you do not see eye to eye, and be in the practice of listening with the intent of understanding rather than responding. Let that be a practice. Listen with the intent of understanding rather than responding. I invite us all to relax right where we are. Taking into mind some kernel of truth perhaps that has resonated with our heart. Letting that mind idea settle into the heart space, opening us up to the infinite power and presence of love.
As time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. With every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me. Make me a symphony. Play every note you can find. Make me reverberate. Gently deactivate. Slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody. Dance and let my anthem be. Love, cover me. Light any darkness. Love, cover me. Right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me.
I invite you into prayer with me. Rooted in the assured knowledge that there is only one infinite power and presence, there is only one source, there is only one infinite quantum field, there is love and nothing else. There is greatness on demand, God and nothing else. That is the only thing that exists, the absolute. And this absolute is expressing itself beautifully, magnificently as the relative, and there is absolutely no separation. So from that understanding, I trust and know that each and every one of us is, in our fullness, the whole of us is this greatness on demand. It is love that we are. We are the field. And so we are backed by the creative power of the infinite in everything we think, say, do, intend, and believe. And so I choose in this moment to activate more thoroughly love in the expression and experience of my life. And I invite us each to do the same thing. I activate more intently listening in the expression and the experience of my life, listening from the point of view of understanding, to deepen into spiritual understanding. For when I am rooted in spiritual understanding, I trust and know that there is only love. And it eliminates the need to forgive, because there is nothing to be forgiven, only God to be known. So trusting this as the core of experience and expression for each and every one of us, I allow, with gratitude in my heart overflowing, this good to let itself be known. I trust it as so as I complete this prayer by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Love cover me, I will not be shaken, I will not be moved. Love cover me, may my heart awaken, tenderness be proved. Love cover me, love cover me. Love, 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 love.
Feel free to sing that with me.
Love, 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 love. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me.
Sing with me.
Love, 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 love.
Sing it to a friend.
Love, 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 love.
Sing it so the world can hear.
Love, 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 love.
Raise your hands up and sing.
Love, 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 love.
Take it to your heart.
Love, 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 love.
I just love that song. And I will remind you that the man who wrote that song, Gary Lynn Floyd, is due to join us on a Sunday and also offer us a concert on September 24th. So make sure you mark your calendar for that. Tickets will go on sale probably in a few weeks, in fact. Yeah. Would you please welcome to the platform the president of our board of directors, William Summers. Hello, William. Oh. Thank you.
July 8th also has some meaning for me because it was 5 years ago on July 8th. I happened to walk into a bakery,
Oh my gosh.
dedicated bakery, and I'd been searching for a spiritual center like Unity of Tucson. And the universe said, okay, I think you're ready. And I walked in and I met this magnificent spirit. I didn't know the work that was going to be involved in all this.
Welcome to the club.
And, but, you know, there were a few people that honestly were there before me. Many more joined along the way. In fact, I can see a lot of you that joined along the way out here. But the universe said, okay, you're ready to really play big. And I said, I think so. And so what happened, the universe said, okay. And waiting for us was this magnificent venue. And I can see many of the people here that said, we're ready to play big too. And they invited us in, invited us to become part of their community. And together we've created this unbelievable force within Tucson, and the vision of creating a world that works for everyone. And rooted in the song you just sang that touches my heart too, love. But the universe isn't done yet. There's so much out there, so many people out there that the world is not working for them. And so that's why I support Unity of Tucson. By the time I make my transition, I'm going to guarantee you there's going to be people that are going to be flocking to Tucson, not because it's Tucson, but because of our spiritual center. And so I invite you to join me on this journey. Now, there's many ways you can support this vision. You can use cash, check, gold doubloon, I don't care. You can, if you're online, an icon will appear. You can click on it, and you can donate that way. You can text Unity Tucson to 73256. If you're technically advanced, like many of us are, you can just click on the QR code, and you can donate that way. Whatever way works for you, let's create that world that the universe is waiting for us to create.
Thank you, William. To honor this idea of growing where we are spiritually nourished, we're going to sing our giving song as the baskets go around. Hi. Feel free to stand and dance if you want.
I circulate my love right now. I circulate my love.
I circulate my love right now. I circulate my love.
I circulate my love right now. I circulate my love.
Oh, I circulate my love right now. Circulate my love.
And it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. Circulation across the nation. It's a love vibration around the world and beyond. I circulate my joy right now. I circulate my joy.
I circulate my joy right now. I circulate my joy.
I circulate my joy right now. I circulate my joy.
Oh, I circulate my joy right now. Circulate my joy.
And it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. Circulation across the nation. It's a love vibration around the world and beyond. I circulate my gifts right now. I circulate my gifts.
I circulate my gifts right now. I circulate my gifts.
I circulate my gifts.
Circulate my gifts.
And it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you, Chelsea. Will you please welcome Reverend William Gill, who's going to guide us in the blessing of the offering.
And so to bless is to impart our energy. So please point your hands towards our ushers, and with all the might of your mind and heart, let us bless these offerings. And we will have an affirmation on the wall, and it says, we bless these gifts, and we see these gifts going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend William. Oh, well, are you excited for a party? Yes. I'm excited for a party. I know that we have a lot of tickets that have already been sold, but we're looking to also invite our friends and family to the Gratitude Gala happening on November 10th. Tickets are on sale in the Desert Light Bookstore. We would love for you to invite your friends to join us for a festive-filled evening. I've been catching, the chair of the committee, Karen Ives, comes and has a meeting with me, and she tells me some of the things that are being planned, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good time. I'm so excited. So yes, please join us for the Gratitude Gala. At the Gratitude Gala will be a 50-50 raffle. Yes, you can go on to that. You can buy your tickets now now for the 50/50 raffle in the Desert Light bookstore. Just wanted to let you know that. We will also have them on sale there that night, and delighted to have you participate in supporting Unity of Tucson in that way as well. The Rainbow Lunch Bunch is meeting today. The Rainbow Lunch Bunch is Unity of Tucson's group for LGBTQ+ members and their allies to socialize and talk about spiritual principle. They meet today after service at the Whole Foods at River and Craycroft, and typically meet the second Sunday of every month. So join the Rainbow Lunch Bunch. Also, we have 2 more weeks for Bears in the Chairs. We are collecting stuffed animals, stuffed teddy bears for our Bears in the Chairs for 2 more weeks, and also sewing bags for 2 more weeks. And you may be saying, but it's 3 more weeks till the end of July. Well, we want to have them all complete so we can celebrate on the 30th of July at our Christmas in July celebration, which is when we send the bears and the bags off to support children who are being moved into foster care. So 2 more weeks of collecting the stuffed teddy bears and other stuffed animals. And so grateful for everyone's participation. Here's the other thing. I know that the bears are in the alcove. Please go and spread your energetic love all over them. Like, just love them up so that we can impart that love to those children as well. That sounded maybe not right. I'm gonna let that. Yeah. All right. So today's prayer chaplain's in service. Oh, gosh. Sorry. You know what? I had no more than I usually do. Our prayer chaplains in service today are Laura Cass and Reverend Sue Oliver. They will be available to you for a moment of prayer after the celebration here in the sanctuary, so please take advantage of them with prayer. It just all sounds wrong today. Please use them for prayer here if that is something that you seek. You can also let your intention be known by putting in a prayer intention slip into the prayer box out in our lobby. You can also send an email to prayer@unitytucson.com. And like I said before, all of our prayer chaplains are here to serve you in prayer. I would love to welcome our young ones up to the stage. Hello, hello, hello. And you have something special today, right? Let me give you that.
So today we talked about gratitude and what gratitude means to us, and we wanted to show our gratitude to one of our special youth program volunteers. So if Susan Smith could come up on stage, please. We can clap for her. So we have some special things we made for you. We made you a card, a crown, and a kitty ring. Oh. Yes, that you would not find anywhere else. The crown also has affirmations all over it.
I love that.
Yes, and it actually everything kind of complements your outfit too, which is wonderful. So.
And I guarantee you, she was not expecting this.
So I just wanted to. I know, but Mama. I just wanted to express our gratitude for her. She helps us once a month, every last Sunday. I know Logan really looks forward to having her every week when we're driving. She's like, "Is it Miss Susan's day?" And this morning I had to tell her no. She was a little sad. But Susan, she just comes with just such a bright and warm heart and personality, and just shares her love. So we have so much fun with her. So wanted to show our gratitude. Also, check your email later today, because I'm going to send you a special thank you through there as well in a gift card form. So anyway, thank you so much, Susan. That's it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to mention also that we love our youth so much, and we could use some more support. If it is something that calls to you in your heart to help serve in our youth program, we're not asking for every week. We're asking for people to come once, maybe every 2 months or once a month. We would love to invite you to join in helping impart this magnificent philosophical wisdom on our youth. You know, my point of view in running a youth program here is that I want them to learn what I wish I had known at their age. Self-respect, self-esteem, self-reliance, and infinite wisdom.
And you learn from them.
And you do absolutely learn from them as well.
These guys are my teachers.
I'm so grateful. So thank you so much for that. Yes. And I want to say thank you to everybody who made today's celebration the magnificent experience it was. Of course, let's welcome and thank our tech crew back there in the back. Thank you so much. Thank you to our prayer chaplains and service today. Reverend Sue Oliver, thank you for your meditation. It was beautiful this morning. Reverend William Gill, Sherry Hoffman, thank you for supporting us. Laura, thank you for being on duty and also being our keeper of the flames. And Lynn and Rocky, thank you so much. You have something to say. Oh, she wants to give me a hug. This is my mom, too, by the way. Sorry. Let's also thank William Summers, our sharing speaker today. Thank you for guiding us in service. All the greeters, the ushers, our hospitality team, please do join us in Harmony Hall following celebration today for some time of fellowship. And I'm sure I can smell them. I can already smell the cookies, right? You've already had some, I see. I hope there are some left for me. I want to say thank you, of course, to our magnificent music team, Linda, Raphael, and Paul. Thank you for blessing us. And let's give it up for Chelsea Hicks, our magnificent musical guest today. And thank you for being present, not just here at Unity of Tucson, but in this thing called life. It is so magnificent that we get to share in it together. As we complete our time here today, let's share together this prayer of divine awareness. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Feel free to move your body as we close today with this truth. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine, shine, everybody. Shine, shine, you know you want to. Shine, shine, all around the world. Shine, shine, everywhere I go. I'm gonna let it shine. How about you? Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, whoa, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine, everybody. Shine, shine, you know you want to. Shine, shine, all around the world. Shine, shine. Here we go. When there's light in the soul,
When there's light in the soul,
there is beauty in the person.
there's beauty in the person.
When there's beauty in the person,
When there's beauty in the person,
there is harmony in the home.
there's harmony in the home.
When there's harmony in the home,
When there's harmony in the home,
there is honor in the nation.
there is honor in the nation.
When there's honor in the nation,
honor in the nation,
there is peace in the world. No more living in fear, oh no. I'm gonna let it shine, yeah. No more living in fear, oh no. I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine, everybody. Shine, shine, you know you want to. Shine, shine, all around the world. Shine, shine, all my brothers and sisters. Shine, shine, you know you want to. Shine, shine, let's light up the world. Shine, 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 shine. Make it a magnificent week, everyone.